Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the North Carolina Dynasty, where we are so far 3-0. We had a couple easier games to start the season and then a blowout against South Carolina, who are ranked. But great start to the season so far. We're gonna get into one more out of conference game, and then we're get into ACC play after the fourth game of the season. Now for this first game, we have a couple of recruits. We have Jimmy Toledo, 6'6", 211, with, by the way, 97 jumping, 91 speed, 91 excel, and look at all those catching ratings, 82, 90, 82, and 85 release as well. He looks crazy. Anthony Dingle is another recruit who's going to visit today. He's an edge rusher, 6'6", 270, who has crazy good athleticism, 87 strength, 84 speed, 87 acceleration with 83 power moves already. He looks really good. Then we have Connor Stockey, another defensive end. I didn't pay attention when I scheduled those visits. So we have two defensive ends in the same week, so it's going to be a competitive visit for those two. But looks pretty good to me. 90 strength, 84 power moves, and some crazy good athleticism there with 88 acceleration as well. We have a defensive tackle in Zach Moma. He's a power rusher from Newark. 6'5", 294, looks pretty massive. But yeah, his battle has been really tough so far, and we need to win this game because I don't think we're gonna get him if we don't get this massive recruiting visit boost. And yeah, he looks crazy good as well. Great power rusher there. First game up is against the Washington State Cougars, who, let's be honest, I thought they were going to be a little bit better than this. Most of their players are like high 70s for overall, so that's not crazy. This should be an easy win for us. It's going to be a home game as well, which is why we have the recruits here. Their quarterback is John Mateer, 6'1", 217, with 85 medium accuracy, 86 short. That looks pretty good, 90 throw power. He's a typical pocket passer with a decent but not great arm, and 76 speed. I mean, that's nothing crazy to write home about. But we have a great running back here in Jovensky Schlenbaker, 6', 209, with some decent break tackle ability. He also is a little bit of a pass catcher as well. He knows how to do it. But yeah, solid athleticism as well. Schlenbaker, somebody to watch out for, definitely. Now, they have a good receiver here in Trey Shackelford, 6'1", 180, former 2-star receiver out of Alabama. And he's a great route runner in the short and intermediate parts of the field. Even his release, 82, is pretty good. His hands are solid, not crazy good or anything. He's a pretty solid athlete as well, so definitely somebody to watch out for here. 89 speed, 91 acceleration. They also have Carlos Hernandez, 6', 185. He is an okay route runner, but he has really good hands, and I guess we'll see what he's going to be able to do. But that 90 spec catch, 89 catching, man, that looks crazy, man. Especially for like a receiver from a team like that. I mean, I guess the Pac-12 is technically Power 5 conference, but not really anymore. And yeah, they do not have the greatest O-line, definitely. So that matchup's definitely on us. We need to win this game because their line is not crazy good. And this, by the way, is the best defensive player or defensive lineman, at least. 78 overall. He actually looks pretty solid. He's a good pass rusher. His run stopping ability is mediocre at best. But the rest of the D-line looks pretty awful, and their best linebacker is a 77 overall. So, and this kid is 190. Like, he's very light. He's a great pass coverage dude, no question about it. 190. He is, but he's way too small as a linebacker, and his run stopping ability is basically almost not there. Speed, however, is there, so something to be looking out for. but their front seven just lacks talent across the board. They don't have great edge rushers. They have one solid defensive tackle, one way too light but athletic linebacker, and the rest is just not there. So that matchup should benefit us greatly. Now, they do have a good corner here in Teague Hodson, who has solid man coverage ability, but that zone coverage is pretty horrible. So they do have a few players that are interesting or even somewhat good, but the only real good player they have in the secondary or on the entire defense is Xavier Squires, the free safety. He's a really good coverage guy. His run support is solid, but yeah, this is the only good player on this team, or on this defense at least. They have a couple good receivers. That's not something to forget. But overall, this should be an easy win for us. And North Carolina is definitely the best team, the better team on this field today. It's a home game, so we're going to play in our regular home uniforms. Yeah. Apart from the O-line, they do have a good offense. They have a solid quarterback. They have a good running back. They have a couple of good receivers. But the O-line has a few holes. It's not great, but it's not awful at least. As on the screen, you by the way can see that Malik Hamrick is in the race for maybe winning the Heisman, man, an edge rusher here. As we go get them to jump on the first play of the game, and that's an easy catch and a decline for this play, or for this penalty at least. It's going to be a first down. And now we're going to have a 2nd and 6, as this is an RPO and to the outside. That's Buck Stoner. He gets the first down, fights ahead, gets 10 yards on the play. Nice one. Now, we have had a good start to the season. That's mainly, honestly, to two freshmen we have. It's Kyle Costanza, the running back, and Buck Stoner, the receiver, wearing number 89. Now we're going to have a motion here, and that's going to be a handoff to Costanzo, the true freshman running back, and he gets 8 yards on the carry. He has been looking great so far. Over 4 yards a carry, breaking lots of tackles, and now over the middle, this is the other true freshman. This is Buck Stoner, and he fights ahead, breaking 2 tackles. Oh man, a nice play by the receiver, and just like that, we're inside the 2-yard line, and we're going to hand it off. Costanzo, end zone, touchdown, Tar Heels. And Costanzo gets him in front. It's a 7-0 lead. And North Carolina is looking to win this game already, as Washington State hasn't even had the ball yet, and they are down by 7. And Mateer is going to have a read option called here, and that actually works out. Nobody expected it, and that's why it's a 9.5-yard gain. And they do get to the 33 here with a 3rd and 2 lining up now. 1-on-1 down the field, and this one is broken up, man. That was very close. But it's going to be a punt, and they have to get it away. Jake Johnson now on the catch, and that's going to be a first down. He was catching the ball well shy of the sticks, and he still fell ahead. Now empty backfield, and they're going to throw it to Kobe Paysor, who has had a very disappointing start to the season so far, who got outshined by Buck Stoner so far. But on that play, he looks pretty solid. Now we're going to have a motion for Jake Johnson, and the play action shot for Merdinger. And left tackle Sutton just gave that pressure up immediately. No resistance there. That's going to be a sack, and North Carolina is not going to get any points out of that drive. But now catches made over the middle there for Washington State, and they get the first down. Now 3rd and 8. 5-man pressure, get it away, and that catch is made. Man, that's pretty lucky. John Mateer gets the first down. Now 1st and 10. We're starting into the 2nd quarter now. And this carry for Schellenbaker goes far. That's a 9-yard gain. Nice play. And now it's 2nd and 9 in plus territory. And they're going to hand it off. No, it's a play action shot, and somebody didn't fall for it at all. And guess who? It's Malik Hamrick, the guy who's up for the Heisman. Man, this kid looks unreal. 3rd and 13 as Mateer is under pressure again. And look who's there! It's once again Malik Hamrick. And yeah, this is if this is what the game's going to be like, that's going to be a punt back to the North Carolina offense now, and Merdinger has not the catch over the middle he wanted. Jake Johnson, who was there, he had the ball in his hands, but does not get it. They have to punt it back, and that's going to be another 3-and-out for Washington State there as they go with the direct snap and don't get it. And now North Carolina fumble it away, but Merdinger falls back on it. That's going to be a very tough 2nd and 19 after the punt, as they get it away, and the blocks are set up perfectly. Kyle Costanzo up the middle, breaks a tackle, falls ahead 24 yards on the play. What a run after catch for Kyle Costanzo. Now Merdinger with a 3-man pressure, lots of time, and the sliding catch is made on the outside. That's Kobe Paysour. Great play. 2nd and 10, and they are going to go with Buck Stoner on the reception, and that's going to be a first down, 11 yards for the true freshman receiver. 1st and 10 for Merdinger, and he's going to hand it off to Costanzo, and he cuts it back to the middle. That was the perfect call, 8 yards on the run. And now 1st down, and they are going to hand it off to Costanzo again, and the blocks are set up. Jump cut to the left. Got the 1st down on this one as well. And now we're 3rd and goal from the 2. Gotta punch it in here. Costanzo doesn't get it. Down inside the 1. And they're going to take a timeout. There's 40 seconds on the clock. 4th and goal. They are going for it. As Costanzo up the middle. Touchdown, Tar Heels. And the Tar Heels are taking a 14-0 lead. And there's 20 seconds on the clock. 3rd and 10. And they're just going to run it. That's going to be a loss. Travis Shaw in the backfield. And North Carolina takes a timeout here. They want those extra 20 seconds, and they are going to have a 3rd and 12 set up here. As Merdinger going down the field, and that's going to be a touchdown. Buck Stoner, 53 yards to the end zone. And the Tar Heels go up by 3 scores now, 21-0. As they were having a really tough time in the first couple of quarters, until the 2-minute warning when they started to get going, man. And that was a great call to get the timeout after that run, go get the ball back and make something happen. As Costanzo is highlighted here on the player spotlight. He looks pretty solid so far, 4.7 yards to carry. But we're going to go on offense now for the Washington State Cougars. And this is a massive catch for Trey Shackelford. I highlighted him earlier. He looks pretty great, and so far he's been showing off. And now he's getting the screen, but that's a 4th and inches. And the Cougars have to go for it here, as they're going to toss it out. And that's Schellenbaker, and he did not get it. That's going to be a turnover on downs. And now 3rd and 3 for Merdinger, as they are going to run it with Caleb Hood up the middle. Nice play call. Huge lane. 2nd and 3. Merdinger is going to motion out Kyle Costanzo. That's going to be a screen, and it's set up perfectly. And Costanzo is going to fall ahead, get 13 yards out of the deal. That's going to be a 2nd and 10 now, as Merdinger is going to hand it off to Caleb Hood again, who checked back in. And he's got another 1st down run. And he has had 3 carries so far for 25 yards. So that's a great start to his game, as Merdinger has to scramble, and he throws it in the end zone, and that's almost intercepted. And that's going to be a field goal, as they were a little bit too far away for going it on 4th down. So 24-0, and Washington State now really needs to get going. We're closing in on the 4th quarter. There are 2.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and Mateer is getting sacked again. This is Travis Shaw in the backfield. He's also getting in on the fun. And that doesn't look great so far for the Cougars. Now, this is a punt back after the sack, and Merdinger is going to get it away, and that is a nice play by Jake Johnson, 20 yards. And back into field goal range now, 3rd and 4, as Merdinger is getting sacked, and a right guard sack. Rice gave that up a little bit too easily. 4th and 9, and they got somebody to jump. They were not even going to run a play necessarily, as Washington State jumps, and now it's 4th and 4, and they are going for it. Don't jump this time, but they are actually snapping it, and the catch is made by Buck Stoner. He's got the 1st down. He's been very helpful so far. He's a great pass catcher. He's got 16 targets in this game. A few of them are actually deep threat targets where we just want to go get him the ball down the field. But this is a touchdown. It's Jake Johnson into the end zone. It's 31-0. And I think you know where this is going. We're just going to jump ahead to the end here as North Carolina wins this game easily. We can't keep the shutout going entirely. We do allow a touchdown in the end. So 45-7 is the final score. One of those was a pick six. Matir couldn't keep it together, and he throws a pick there. But yeah, overall this was a very easy game. We were able to shut them out completely. Our defense looked great. The offense had a little bit struggle to get it going in the first half, but then in the 2-minute warning, scoring 2 touchdowns there, that's massive. Kyle Costanzo had a very solid day on the ground, 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. We had Caleb Hood going in there at the end of the game. He has a very solid ground game going as well. Buck Stoner with 118 yards and a touchdown. Jake Johnson had 77 yards and a touchdown, and he even dropped a few passes. So that's not great. Buck Stoner looking absolutely incredible so far. Washington State, we actually saw Trey Shackelford with a few nice catches there. But we were able to shut them down easily. They don't have a great O-line, and it showed. We had a bunch of pressures and sacks as well, a bunch of throwaways forced. But yeah, this ends the non-conference portion of the calendar, and we're now gonna get into conference play. We had 3.5 sacks for Malik Hamrick so far. So far he has, by the way, 14 sacks in 4 games, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. For this next game, we're gonna have a few more visits as well. But first up, we're gonna have to talk about recruiting in general, because obviously we won this game by a blowout, and that usually leads to some commits. And we did get a few this time again, as obviously Malik Hamrick, 3.5 sacks, gets him National Defensive Player of the Week. The commits are so far pretty good. We have Mitch Jefferson. That's another 5-star tackle on this team, or not another one, a 5-star tackle on this team. We don't have one so far, but that's huge. His battle actually wasn't that competitive, but Anthony Dingle's battle was a little bit more competitive. He's a 5-star as well. Mobile, Alabama. He looks crazy good as well. He was at this game. And then we have Zach Moma, and that's why the blowout was absolutely necessary, because I don't think we would have gotten him without this recruiting win, without this visit win, because he was a really tight battle. We didn't have the greatest pitches or anything. But yeah, Mitch Jefferson, 6'8", 329. This kid looks absolutely massive, and he was there at the last game of last episode. So he took a week more to decide if he wants to come here. But on this game, we have Anthony Dingle as an insta commit here. Defensive end, 6'6", 270 with great power rushing ability. 83 power moves, 87 strength, 87 acceleration, 83 tackle. This kid looks unreal. And we have Zach Moma, the only 5-star defensive tackle in this year's class, and we got him, and it was a very close battle. Notre Dame and Kentucky were closing in on the end there, and I am pretty sure we wouldn't have gotten this win if we hadn't had him as a visit here in this game. He looks unbelievable, unreal, incredible athlete. And now for this next game, we have a few more visits. Dom Shelley, who is in a competitive battle so far. He's out of Mississippi, 6'1", 236, unbelievable athlete, 93 acceleration, 90 speed, 78 zone coverage already, and his run-stopping ability is honestly also pretty good. Now, Jordan Velasquez, he's not really in the most competitive battle you'll ever see, but yeah, we still want to get him here. He has 91 acceleration, 88 speed, so not quite the athlete, but still very good athlete. 87 tackle, 83 pursuit. He's a really good run stopper. His zone coverage at 7'2" is okay. And then we also get a safety here, Ramon Paredes, with the gem label here, Grand Prairie, Texas, 6'2", 211. So he's a pretty big safety. with 94 speed, 91 acceleration, and really good man coverage. The zone coverage is lagging a little bit behind at 72, but still good. So far, all the visits have been 5 stars. No surprise there. And the next game is going to be against Stanford. And now Stanford, they do not have the greatest roster you'll ever see, but they do have something to be worried about. They have got a really good O-line. That left guard, left tackle, center combo looks really good, and even the right guard looks pretty solid. The only weakness on their team is, on their offense at least, is the right tackle. A quarterback is Miles Jackson. He's a pretty solid, accurate quarterback with a decent arm, but no mobility. So if we get into the backfield, I think he's going down. The running back, Cedric Irvin, is also something to be scared about. 5'10", 190 out of Miami, Florida. He has very good elusiveness. He has some solid hands. The power is not really there. That 64 stiff arm looks pretty awful. But he has 90 speed and 94 acceleration, so he's at top speed in no time. They have a top receiver here in Mudia Rubin. Where's number 0? He looks really good. He's a very good pass catcher. All his catching ratings are in the mid 90s. His route runnings are solid, and he has some good speed, 88 speed, 91 XL. So he's one of these bigger body 6'2" receivers on the outside, and then they have an even bigger one, 6'3", 185 on the other side, Amari Borden. He's a great route runner, especially down the field. He knows how to get off the line. He has great catching ratings as well, and some good athleticism on top. I mean, solid athleticism. 89 speed at 90, at 6'3". I think it's fine. The O-line, like I already said, looks very good, except that right tackle spot. That looks like a weakness. So we might see Bo Atkinson in the backfield this time around. Now for the D-line, Ernest Cooper is their top player there. He's a really good pass rusher. His run stopping is not really there, but he's a good athlete. The thing is, he is kind of the only good thing on that D-line. They have a linebacker here as an edge rusher, Tevarua Tafiti. He looks pretty solid as well, but the interior of that D-line looks pretty awful. And that's where we are striving, man. That run game looks unreal with Cal Costanzo up the middle, up the gut. This is where we need to win the game, and we have a good matchup here against Stanford with those defensive tackles. Now the defensive, the front 7 in total doesn't look great. They do have a solid linebacker here in Josiah Galvin. He's a good run stopper. The pass coverage is okay, I guess, but the front 7 in total looks pretty weak. They do have a great pair of corners here. Colin Wright, 91 overall, 84 man, 84 press, 81 catching, and man, look at that zone coverage, dude. His 90 zone coverage and 91 play rec and 88 awareness with great athleticism, 93 speed. Man, this kid looks unreal. They have another good corner on the other side. They have a great safety here in Jalen Dai Sumlin, and he has 87 zone coverage. Looks pretty good as well. 85 awareness. That play rec isn't really up there, but 86 catching as well, so he knows how to pick off a pass, definitely. The run support is okay, but not crazy good or anything, and 88 speed is solid, I guess. But we do have still a good matchup. This is the start of conference play now. So now this is the time where it really counts. All of the games so far were out of conference, but this is where it starts counting. And this is a home game for us. We're going to play here at the Kingdom Memorial Stadium. We need to win this game, and we have a good matchup because they have a weak front 7 and we run the ball all the time. So this is where we need to win it as well. I don't expect the passing game to be going a whole lot in this game, to be honest, but I guess we're seeing how this is going to turn out, as Jake Johnson has 8-yard connection over the middle there to start the game off. 3rd and 2. And we're going to throw the bubble here, and that's going to be Cal Costanzo. He breaks a tackle, 16 yards on the play. And now they're gonna set up a slip screen, and they just about got the pass away, and the block is made there. Costanzo gets 8 yards, first down on that play as well. As now Caleb Hood checks in, and we're gonna throw the bubble on the RPO, and that's Kobe Pastor, 9 yards. Nice play, as Pastor has been pretty disappointing so far, but he has a nice play there. Now we're going to run it up the gut here with Kyle Costanzo. 2nd and 3 coming up, and Costanzo is the recipient of the handoff, and that's another nice run up the middle. He's 4 rushes, 27 yards already. 2nd and goal, and we're going to motion Julian Randolph. And that's going to be a run up the middle. Touchdown, Kyle Costanzo. 7-0 on the opening drive. And UNC shows off why they need to win this game. Or why they are the favorite to win this game. The run D for Stanford just not there at all. But they do have a good offense, and they should be able to compete as 3rd and 8, and they're just going to take a deep shot, and it's dropped by Moody Ruben. Dude, you need to come down with that one, as they consequently have to punt it away. And great field position for UNC now, but they can't get the first down here. 4th and 4. This is plus territory. Let's just go for it. And Merdinger is going to throw it over the middle, and that should have been picked off, dude. That was a horrible throw. And they have a turnover on downs. 2nd and 8, and that one is going to be a sack, as we send the zone blitz. And Ashton Woods, the middle linebacker, gets in there, takes down Jackson. That's going to be a 3 and out for Stanford. And Merdinger is going to get the ball back on offense, but the slip screen can't be set up. 4th down, 3 and out for North Carolina as well. Still 7-0. And now they are going to hand it off here, as Irvin has a nice piece of running here. That's 9 yards. Make this a very easy 2nd and 1. And we have an injury on the play. Tyrain Stewart is going to have to exit the game here. And we're going to get in Ty Adams, a backup corner there. So that's not great news, but yeah. 3rd and 13 now for Jackson. 4-man pressure, and Hamrick gets to the quarterback, but he does get it away on time, and that's Xavier Joshua, the backup running back. He gets the first down, man. 1st and 10, and this time nowhere to go. Bo Atkinson in the backfield. This is the matchup that I highlighted in the beginning. This is the matchup where we need to win. The right tackle is the weakness, and Bo Atkinson gets the sack. 4th down, and they take the field goal, and it is no good. That's going to be very bad news, because you need to put some points on the board if you want to keep up with this rushing offense. As Merdinger is going to have the pressure picked up by Costanzo. Great play there. And Kobe Pastor has a massive first down completion that would have not been possible if Costanzo hadn't picked up the defensive tackle from the left guard who gave it up. But now we can get it going on 3rd down, and now it's 4th and 1, and they're just going to run for it. And Costanzo gets the first down, 8 yards on the carry. Move the chains again, and we're now halfway through the 2nd quarter. Handoff to Costanzo, up the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, North Carolina. It's his 2nd touchdown on the game, and Costanzo up by 14 now. He looks great so far. 2nd and 10, and Jackson makes an adjustment. He's gonna have a man down the field, and the catch is made, and that's Borden. That's actually not Borden. I think that's Harris. Borden's number 81. And now they're gonna throw it, and on the outside, that's Harris again. That's some nice play action shots here. Now we're in plus territory for Stanford here, and that was a horrible tackle attempt. That's 9 yards on the rush for Joshua. And now 2nd and 6. And they are gonna have a play action shot. Jackson to the outside. Catch is made. Harris again with the catch. And he's got the first down. Now 2nd and goal. Can you punch it in now? As Jackson gets it to the tight end. Touchdown, Stanford. And they cut the lead in half. It's 7-14. And Stanford is now back in the end zone, or in the end zone for the first time today. But we have 2 minutes on the clock. So yeah, Caleb Hood, nice blitz pickup, and that catch is made 8 yards for Jake Johnson. And they are going to go hurry up here as we have a 2nd and 2 coming up, and Merdinger is going to snap it without a cornerback being in position. And Kobe Paysor, that's a nice catch made. And they're going to go hurry up yet again, 2nd and 10. Merdinger, 4-man pressure. And that one is made on the outside. What a catch by Kobe Paysor, dragging his feet at the sideline, getting out of bounds as well, stopping the clock. Now over the middle, Buck Stoner with a massive catch. Man, that should have been picked off, but the catch is made, and Buck Stoner, he doesn't care. He's got the first down. They take a timeout with 60 seconds on the clock. And Merdinger is going to snap it and get the touchdown. It's Jake Johnson. Very easy play for the tight end. And UNC is up by 2 scores again. It's 21-7. And we have left a minute on the clock. That was scored a little bit too quickly. I think we only used up 50 seconds on the clock, but Stanford doesn't go for it. They don't try to go get any points. So of course, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, as Kyle Costanzo is highlighted here. 13 rushes, 56 yards, 4.3 a carry, and 2 touchdowns. But first up in the third quarter, we've got the Stanford offense, and they do get it away to Borden now, and he's got a nice 12-yard gain. Go get the first down here. And now from the 38, Jackson has a throw. Zone blitz didn't work out, and that's Mudia Rubin on the catch. Nice play by the number 1 receiver. 3rd and 10, and Jackson just about got it away, man. Borden, another great catch, but Mali Hamrick was in the backfield, man. That would have been very bad news for Jackson. First down and 10, and they're gonna hand it off, and nowhere to go for Irvin, as Bo Atkinson has a massive TFL on that play. And now 2nd and 14, and getting it away. That's a catch made by the number 1 receiver. Again, that's Rubin. 3rd and goal, and they go bunch to the right, and Jackson throws it, and that is going to be down at the 1. 4th and goal, and they take a field goal. Man, you got to go for it there, dude. You're down by 2 scores, and that's not even good, so you're not even getting the 3 points. That is tough to watch, because Stanford should have 2 more field goals now. That should have been, 2 field goals completed, as we have a nice catch over the middle by Jordan Shipp. That's a 24-yarder, as he gets in on the action, the redshirt freshman. 3rd and 6, and Merdinger is going to throw it over the middle, and that's Paysor with another catch, and that's going to be a 9-yard gain. First down as well. 1st and 10 now from inside the red zone, and Caleb Hood checks in, and he gets the carry. That's 8 yards. Crazy good running lane there. And now 3rd and 2, and Stanford shows pressure, and they go get after it, and that worked out to perfection. That's going to be a 4th down, and they are actually content taking the points here. 4th and 2 is usually a spot where UNC goes for it, but this is going to make it a 3-score game, and that's the end of the game. They were not able to do anything in the second half. Stanford, just no match for this UNC offense. 27 points on the board in this game as well. I tried to get Costanza to 100 yards, but it just didn't happen. 99 yards and 2 scores. Play of the game. Very well earned, as Michael Merdinger had another very solid day. Didn't have a single overthrow this time around, I think. And yeah, we were able to win the matchup just like I predicted. They don't have a great run defense, and we just ran it up the middle a bunch, and it worked out to perfection. And then we had that right tackle matchup for Bo Atkinson that didn't really work out for them. We ran it for almost 150 yards, man. And then we didn't even have to throw for it that much. We didn't have a single drop in this game either. The offense ran to perfection, honestly. Buckstoner with 59 yards, Paysor with 69 yards. So finally, Paysor showing up, doing something. And very nice game for him. Yeah, the defense for Stanford didn't really show up. We didn't throw it a bunch because that secondary looked pretty solid, but we ran it a bunch. They couldn't get a single sack on this entire game. No sacks and we were able to win that matchup. We had 1.5 sacks for Laura, 1.5 sacks for Hamrick. Bo Atkinson got in there as well. And yeah, didn't need any turnovers. And the greatest news of this week is not the win, it is actually Terrell Speed, because you won't believe who we just got. Terrell Speed is the #2 prospect on this entire recruiting class, not just on running backs. He's the #2 player. And Nick Shabazz, the quarterback we already committed, he's the #1 player. We have the 2 best player on this entire recruiting board. And Terrell Speed is 6'2", 237, with 90 trucking, 88 break tackle, 87 strength, and 95 speed. He also has 89 stiff arm. We just got Derrick Henry. And then we had a bye week, so I simmed ahead, and we got a bunch more recruits. We got Jimmy Toledo, the receiver, 5-star recruits out of China Spring, Texas. We get an edge rusher in Connor Stockey out of Fort Myers, Florida, another 5-star recruit. He commits as well. We get a linebacker in Dom Shelley out of Ridgeland, Mississippi. He's a 5-star player as well. And we also get Jordan Velasquez, Rockwall, Texas, also a 5-star linebacker. And then we even get a linebacker that didn't even have a visit set up with us. Rome, Georgia. It's Larry Butts. And he's gonna come here as well. 3 linebackers committed. And we get the safety Ramon Paredes. So we are in absolutely massively great shape for this next season. We have so many 5-star recruits now. Jimmy Toledo, 6'6", 211. This kid is absolutely massive. And he looks unreal. That 91 speed at that size with 97 jumping. Look at the catching ratings on the left side. It looks unreal. We get the defensive end here in Connor Stockey. So that's now 2 5-star defensive ends just recruited. 6'4", 257 out of Fort Myers, Florida. 90 strength, 84 power moves. Look at the abilities, the mentals he has. 2 silver ones in the National and Road Dog. He also got clear-headed. Looking crazy good already. Dom Shelley, the linebacker, he's a gem with 6'1", 236. That's a pretty big linebacker, honestly. Not a tall one, but a big one. 93 acceleration, 90 speed. That 78 zone coverage already looks crazy good. 85 pursuit, 80 tackling. Looks unbelievably good. And then we have Jordan Velasquez, 6 foot, 228 out of Rockwall, Texas. He's one of the smaller linebackers, but he looks pretty good as well. He's a really good run stopper. He is good athleticism, not quite as good as Shelley's, but 91 acceleration, 88 speed, with 87 tackling and 83 pursuit. We have Larry Butts, a player that did not have a visit set up with us, but we still got him anyway, beating out Georgia, and he's from Georgia, so that's a massive win. And he has 92 acceleration, 93 speed, 86 tackling, 82 pursuit, 74 zone coverage. Looks pretty good. And he has a gold mental ability and a platinum physical ability already. Ramon Paredes, the safety, 6'2", 211. He's a pretty big safety. He could play linebacker if he wanted to, I think. Because he looks definitely good enough as a run stop. Well, I mean, I guess that pursuit and tackling, mid-70s is probably not great. He's definitely going to be a safety, but he's going to be playing like a linebacker at safety with safety speed, actually with corner speed. 94 speed, man, that kid looks unreal. And yeah, that was a massive week for us, that bye week. We get a bunch of recruits, and we are set up so well now for the future. Next game is going to be against California. This is the last game of this episode, and California is definitely going to be one of our toughest opponents so far. I think they're right up there with South Carolina, as their quarterback is Fernando Mendoza, and he's really accurate. That medium accuracy at 79 is not great, but short and deep is very good. He has a good arm. He has no mobility, so typical pocket passer. But yeah, they are missing out on their top running back, who's a 79 overall, which is not crazy good at anyway. But instead, we're going to see the 78 overall running back, Alex Marshall, who does have a solid elusiveness, decent elusiveness, I'll say. and not great speed and no power. So that's actually good news for us. They have a really good receiver here in Tobias Merriweather. Where's number 5? He has unreal route running ability. Look at those route runnings, man. He looks unbelievably good. His hands are solid, but his route runnings, I mean, this kid should be open all the time. I don't think we have a corner to compete with that outside of Marcus Allen. They also have a good second receiver here in Mikey Matthews, 5'9", 180, with also really good route running ability. His hands are pretty solid as well. He knows how to break a tackle here and there. And he has the speed, man. 92 speed, 95 acceleration. He looks pretty good. Jack Enries is their tight end. He looks also pretty good. 6'4", 240 out of Danville, California. He's an okay route runner. He has really good hands. He's a solid blocker, but he does not have any speed to talk about, man. 76 speed, man, that's even 80 speed is slow, but 76 is just so slow. TJ Ballers is a edge rusher that looks pretty solid. 88 power moves combined with what's his strength? 82 strength. That's okay at edge rusher, I'd say. 90 block shot, however, is really good. He knows how to stop the run. The thing is, Cal doesn't really have a good D-line. This kid looks pretty good, but the rest of the D-line is nothing special. Especially the defensive tackles, again. And this is a matchup that we have been able to abuse so much this season. And there's going to be games at the back half of the season where this is not going to work. But abusing defensive tackles with our interior, that's just something you'll have to live with. As long as we can do it, we will do it. Now, their top linebacker is actually really good in pass coverage and a solid run stopper, but he has 77 speed, so he's pretty slow. And that's their only good linebacker. They don't really have a great defense, especially the defensive tackle spots, the linebackers, and the corners. They do have a couple solid safeties. Micah Harper is one of them. But yeah, he's decent, but also nothing crazy. So this is definitely a matchup we should win. Because we should be able to run the football down their throats, up the middle, up the gut. That should work. They don't have great corners. We have solid receivers that also should work. And their O-line, they do have a couple holes. They have a solid O-line overall, but the left tackle spot is a weakness for them, definitely. And Malik Hamrick, by the way, our top edge rusher, who is in contention for the Heisman. He's the front runner for Heisman right now. He's like at, I think, 15 sacks and after 5 games. And he has the easiest matchup on this O-line. And that's something that's very concerning. But we're going to start with a massive run here for Alex Marshall. And then a 3rd down and 8. And look who's back for more. It's Malik Hamrick. And Hamrick gets another sack on the quarterback. This is what I was talking about. This was a very easy matchup for Malik Hamrick. And that's going to be a punt because they were not able to kick a field goal from the 50. And Kobe Paysour didn't have the first down there. So that's going to be a punt right back to California. And they are going to actually have a first down catch here by Endries, the tight end. That's an 8-yard completion. 1st down and 10 as Mendoza is gonna have a screen set up for Mikey Matthews, and that's gonna be a 1st down, 15 yards. 1st and 10 for California, and look who's back for more. It's Malik Hamrick in the backfield again, and yeah, this is bad news for Cal. They have a 55-yard field goal try, and this one is right off the upright, but it's in there. Gonna be good. 3-0 lead for the Golden Bears, and it's now a 1st and 10 for the North Carolina offense. They're gonna have a motion here for Kobe Paysour, and that's gonna be a screen setup. Perfect blocking on the outside as Buck Stoner again shows his value off in the screen game as well. 3rd and 4. Merdinger is going to have a 6-man rush, but he does get it away on time, and Jake Johnson makes the catch. That's going to be a 1st down. 3rd and 7. And this is not in field goal range. You've got to have this one. 4-man pressure as Merdinger is going to reset, get his feet down, And this is Kobe Paysor with a 27-yarder. And he looks great so far. This is, by the way, an away game. So we are wearing the all-whites, the away uniforms, as California is going to try to stop us from getting in the end zone now, as Kyle Costanza is just going to run it up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Tar Heels. It's 7-0. We open up the scoring. It's 7-3. Not 7-0. But, yeah, the Tar Heels looking great on offense again. That was a very, very well-sustained drive. Now, we're at the end of the first quarter, and California now needs to go get some points, man, as Mendoza is going to throw it over the middle and to get the completion. But that's going to be a 3rd and 5, and they are running it with Matthews, and he doesn't get it. 4th and 1, and we're at the end of the first quarter now, as the Golden Bears are trying to score some points and go get the lead back. They have dominated the first quarter, honestly, from possession time at least, but that's going to be a punt. They did not go for it there on 4th and 1, and we have an easy first down completion here to Kyle Costanzo, who has had a great season so far. And Merdinger resets his feet, throws it 1-on-1. Buck Stoner, incomplete. He had it in his hands, but they did knock it out at the last second. So Cal gets the ball back, and Alex Matthews has a massive crease on the outside. That's a 13-yard gain and a first down. 3rd and 6 now, and Mendoza is going to throw it over the middle, and Endries makes the catch. That's a 10-yard gain for the tight end. So good play there for the Golden Bears. 1st and 10. And that's going to be a screen setup for Tobias Merriweather. And he's got a nice catch to make this a 3rd and inches. And they're going to throw the screen on the outside. The catch is made. That's going to be a first down. 10 yards. And they are going to go hurry up here, as we are 8 minutes away from the end of the quarter. And this is going to be a catch made as well. And that's 9 yards. Mendoza with a nice drive going so far. 2nd and 1, and they are going to go with the read option, as Mendoza is going to go down at the 5-yard line. Make this a 1st and goal. And Mendoza has a 5-man pressure, and this is going to be a sack fumble, but they fall back on it. 2nd and 12. Or 2nd and goal from the 12, as they are going to run it in, and that's a touchdown, Cal. And they go get the lead back. That's Williams Thomas, the backup running back. 10-7 game now, and North Carolina needs to go back to offense now. Merdinger, 5-man pressure, and he has a clean pocket so far, but everything's covered up, and the ball is knocked away by Roosevelt Douglas. Jake Johnson can't make the catch. That's going to be a punt, and great field position for California. And look who's back for more. It's Malik Hamrick. He wins another matchup with the left tackle, and Mendoza goes down in his own territory. So that's going to be a punt, and North Carolina back on offense now, as Merdinger throws it on the outside. Catch is made. Jordan Shipp, nice play. He looks good so far as well. Hasn't gotten much opportunities, but 1st and 10 now for Merdinger, and he's going to step up and run, and he fumbles the ball, but they fall back on it. At least they got the ball back, but now it's 2nd and 6, and they're going to run it with Kyle Costanzo up the middle, shoving away one tackler, falling ahead. Man, this kid looks unreal. 11 yards on that one, and he's a true freshman. Imagine when he can do it as a sophomore, man. Merdinger is going to throw it. This is going to be a zero blitz, and they were so lucky that Kobe Paysor couldn't get his block done, because that would have been a touchdown. Man, what a play by Merdinger to get the ball out quickly enough. And now Jake Johnson drops it on 3rd and 7. So they are going to face a 4th and 7. They're going for it because they are not going to get the field goal there. 52 yards is too far for the kicker they have, and the pass is incomplete. So that's going to be a turnover on downs. And Malik Hamrick is back for more. He's in the backfield again, and he's got another sack. And he has now 20 sacks in his career, and I think that's also 20 sacks on the season, because I don't think he has played so far. 3rd and 13 after the sack, and that play is going to be incomplete, and they have to punt it away. And there's still 40 seconds on the clock. There's still some time to do something, as we're going to have a return here with Hamilton. And he has a nice rushing lane, and there is going to be one man to beat. Can you get the block? No, you can't, and he can't juke him out either. But that's going to be better field position than on that 4th down we just attempted. From the 30, 2nd and 10, that's a complete catch, and that one is a 9-yarder. So that's going to make this one a 3rd and 1 coming up. And now we're definitely in field goal range as Merdinger is going to throw it over the middle, and the catch is made. It's Jordan Shipp, and he's got a nice catch and a 1st down as well. Timeout taken, North Carolina, and there's no more timeouts left now. 3rd and goal, gotta get this one. Merdinger, end zone, touchdown, Buck Stoner, and triple coverage. Buck Stoner looks unreal. He was turning around at the right second. It was the perfect timing for that throw, as North Carolina is now up by 4, 14-10 at halftime. And yeah, California, they don't really look great so far. Well, I mean, 10 points, that's actually not bad. That's more than most teams have gotten against us. So it doesn't look horrible for California, but we were getting a little bit lucky there with that punt return. That was just at the right time. We get down to the 30 and then have still 40 seconds in all the timeouts. And now 3rd and 7, catch is made, Paysor, perfect block on the outside. It's a 72-yard touchdown. And the Tar Heels go up by 2 scores. And I was just saying, we were lucky to get that punt return to the 30 and then still have time to punch it in for the touchdown. And now look at this. We get a touchdown immediately in the 3rd quarter following. And by the way, Jordan Shipp just blocked out of the play. 2 players. That was the perfect block there by Jordan Shipp, man. Can't go unnoticed. And now we're up by 2 scores, and California went 3 and out immediately after. So we get the ball back again. If we score another touchdown, I think this game might be over, as Merdinger is going to have a throw down the field, and he overthrows Paysor. He was a little bit open. If you put that on the money on the outside shoulder, man, that needs to be a catch. And Merdinger overthrows him. And now we're back with the California offense, as they had to punt it away after that. And they get a 1st down there, 2nd and 10, and that's going to be a draw. And that's a nice run by Marshall, getting 8 yards on the carry. So far, he has been very effective. They need to run it a little bit more, I feel like, as Mendoza is going to throw it over the middle. A catch is not made by Endries, and that's going to be a punt. And North Carolina back on offense, no points for the Golden Bears, and Merdinger has the perfect catch on the sideline. What a nice toe drag by Kobe Paysor. Get the 1st down there. 1st and 10 for Merdinger on the slant. That's also caught. Buck Stoner with a nice catch. It was actually double coverage, and he still got the catch. 3rd and 5, and the 4-man pressure is not getting there on time. That's Jordan Shipp on the catch. 1st down again. 3rd and 7 now, and we're inside the red zone. And now you need to go get some points. Merdinger, end zone! And Buck Stoner, he was open a little bit, but the safety from the underneath coverage peeled off and knocked it away at the last second, man. I think Buck Stoner would have had that touchdown. But yeah, we're going to have the field goal. That's a 14-point lead now. And California absolutely needs to go get points. They get a nice run there going, but now it's 3rd and 12, and Mendoza is going to have the screen set up, and that's not even close to converting. 4th and 6, and they have to go for it. We're in the 4th quarter now, and Mendoza is almost getting sacked. Travis Shaw was right there, but Merriweather makes a very important catch on that one. 1st down and 10, and they're going to hand it off to Alex Marshall, and he's got 8 yards on that one. 2nd and 2 coming up. Mendoza has trips to the right, isolated receiver to the left, and that's a catch made by Merriweather again. Get the 1st down, 9 yards on that reception. 2nd and 7, and they are going to have a trips to the right, isolated receiver to the left. That's Merriweather. And now up the sideline, catch is made by Alex Marshall, and he falls ahead for a gain of a 1st down. 3rd and 8. Mendoza got to get the points on this one, and out of bounds at the 1-yard line. That's going to be a completion. Now, first and goal from the 1. Mendoza is getting sacked. It's Travis Shaw. And actually not Shaw. That was Starlings on the sack. Bo Atkinson was also there. 3rd and goal. And over the middle. Catch is made. It's Tobias Merriweather. California with a touchdown. And now they cut into this lead. It's a 1-score game now. And we're 8 minutes away from the end of the game. North Carolina gets the ball back. If you score and take some time off the clock, I think this game is over. But first need to score. 3rd and 2, and they are really ticking down all the time. Kyle Costanzo with 2 seconds on the play clock has a very nice run up the middle. And they are doing that. They are continuing to do that. 1st down and 10 from midfield. Kyle Costanzo, play clock down to 2 again, and Costanzo gets 9. And now down to 2 seconds again. Caleb Hood checking in this time, and he's got a nice run as well. That's 8 yards. And that's going to be... Play clock is winding down on this one. Again, they're going to snap it with 4 seconds on the play clock. As Paysor on the RPO. He is going down inbound. And we're right at the 2-minute warning now. Paysor with 2 minutes on the clock. They are down at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal. Caleb Hood up the middle. Touchdown, North Carolina. And they get the score after all. And the Tar Heels are now up by 2 scores. And there is only 2 minutes left in the game. This is exactly what California should have known. They should have stopped them, man. And they couldn't. And North Carolina goes on to win the game. 31-17. We had a great game again by Kyle Costanzo. It was really tough running in this game, but the player of the game, honestly, very well deserved, goes to Kobe Paysor. 8 catches for 152 yards and a touchdown as well. He had a very good game, and that's something that I was kind of waiting on because so far he hasn't had a great season, but this game really showed that he has arrived. Now, Kyle Costanzo, 3.7 a carry. Caleb Hood, 3.8 a carry. So far, we couldn't really get the run going in this game that well, but we did get it going when it counted in the 4th quarter. That's when we needed it to work, and it did. Now, we allowed 114 yards to Alex Marshall. That's never great news, and that kid is only a 77 overall. We allowed 10 catches to Tobias Merriweather, but he didn't get a single deep catch. He's a great route runner. Obviously, he was going to be open a bunch, but he looked absolutely he looked pretty great. But also, our secondary looked pretty great for having him only have 56 yards. That's a ridiculously low number for 10 catches. 10 catches usually screams 170 yards. But yeah, Kobe Paysor did get it going. We didn't need Buck Stoner to do much. He had only 28 yards in this game, and he did make the most important catches that he had to. Malik Hamrick, 4.5 sacks, man. That left tackle looked absolutely trash. And we had 8 sacks in this game in total. Unreal game again. As we don't even have any turnovers. Malik Hamrick did force a fumble, but it was recovered by Cal. Yeah, it's this is the start of the season. This was the easy first half, and this is gonna be getting a lot tougher in the future. I do not expect us to win every game this year. We are gonna have a bunch more tough matchups coming up. We're gonna play Clemson. We're gonna play NC State. We're gonna play who am I forgetting? Virginia. We're gonna play, I don't know, maybe Florida State or something. We're gonna have a couple more tougher games on the schedule. So far we've been undefeated, but 4 of those games were pretty easy, and now we are 6-0. There is also still a bunch of other teams that are undefeated so far, so we'll see. Now, we were voted number 2 now, even though we have been number 1 a couple times this year as well. Oregon, I think, just has some more quality wins, but we are definitely going to play number 7 Clemson. I think that's next episode. We are definitely playing... NC State is actually not ranked. That's kind of surprising. They are actually have a really good team as well. So I don't expect us to win all of these games, but that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more North Carolina Dynasty. See you in the next episode. Until then, have a great day.